good evening, folks. Samson to Labra Rido. I want to thank all of you again this evening for joining us. I want to thank you. Thank you. Please share this video as much as you can. Please share this video as many people as you can. Safety, safety. Oh, Lord Jesus. You're such a wonderful, wonderful God. What you have done for us and what you did again yesterday. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you for everything. We do these things because you give us strength. You allow and you made it possible for my last daughter to get out of high school, getting ready to go to college. It's all in your hands. You made it possible. You made everything possible. I ask my God, as I still have my last born here, for whom I'm not going to go to Liberia right now. They can call me anytime they want. I'm not going anywhere until, God, until we started, God, with you. My son was 2 years old when I started getting called, and I'm saying I'm not going until he's 15 now. I'm still not going to go. But my law is in your hand. Whatever you want, I'm willing to do. I'm here to listen to you and go by whatever you take. We want to thank you, my Lord, for yesterday. My daughter was happy. Thank you. We want to thank you for all the friends and family that was there yesterday. Thank you. Thank you, my God. Thank you. And thank you for the life of my daughter, Begno, who had taken upon himself to do whatever it is she's going to do, but to educate herself. Thank you for giving her that strength. Thank you, my Lord. Many people, brothers and sisters, have kids in this United States. This United States is for me, I see it as being one of the difficult places to raise kids if they don't know you. But because of our love for you, the fact that we know you, you continue to guide us and our kids. We put our kids in your hands and you never fail. You continue to guide us. Guide us, my Lord. We want to thank you for everything. We want to thank you for all that you do. It is because of you these kids have been successful. Thank you. Thank you, my Lord. You didn't bring us all the way here for us to fail. You will guide us and continue to guide us. Because of that guidance that you give us, my Lord, all of us have been successful. No matter what it is, success is here already. We want to thank you. Those of us that know you, we know you don't fail. We beg you, ask you, but one day the reply will be there. And we know those things. And we are very patient, but we will continue to pray to you. My God, we ask again this evening that the country, Republic of Liberia, is in your hands. The Republic of Liberia is in your hands. We will just ask you to please guide the system. Guide those who are involved in the system. My Lord, these are getting to be some wonderful, wonderful time, and these are getting to be some frightening time. But we put our trust in you. We put the country of the Republic of Liberia in you. We put our leaders who are traveling in South Korea in your hands. We ask you to give him wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, those who are going to be talking to him, let them talk to him positively so that our thing, whatever the president, our Father goes over there, bless him, give him wisdom, give him the wisdom to do what you have to do for the people. Give him long life as well. We ask that you bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. My God, we want to thank you especially for yesterday, but we're now going to say thank you for everything. And all of those brothers and sisters whose kids have graduated or in the process of graduating, we say God is with you and your kids. We want to take this time as well to say congratulations to you, and with God's help, everything is possible. Let's just continue to pray. My God, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Let me bring in Jerry quickly. He just joined us. Good evening, Jerry. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Prayer line. Uh,
Yeah, that man put a mommy and Jew business drinking juice again tonight. But like, you're not yet, so you're not saying anything. But thank you, Jerry. We watched some video on Spoon this afternoon. I was glued to that video. And what I have decided to do is to place a call to a friend, a little brother. But this young man, during the warring faction, his older brother was one of those in the Unimo hierarchy. And Unimo in the Unimo hierarchy was also Abraham Krumah. And this guy was very young at the time, very young. I'm not going to call him little boy because he's grown now, but very, very young at the time. But his brother was letting him follow him throughout the process. So he's quite aware of all of those people, their involvement, what they did. But because I'm going to be discussing this thing tonight, I wanted to find out from him because there was some brouhaha. People died. My uncle, my little uncle, who and my little brother about the same age. He was my grandma's last son, but I'm older than him. And so, but he and I, we used to fight a lot. He died in Bombing Hill. Many Crown boys that I know died in Bombing Hill with the confusion between the Crown and the Mandingo in Bombing Hill. And this young man, he knows a story about it. And I wanted to find out from him because at that time, Abraham Krumah was part of the Unimo K, Unimo totally before they broke up to Jim K and J. So I wanted to find out from him what was Abraham Krumah's own involvement. And that would give me an indication because there was many. I have some friend when I went home the last time about 4 or 5 months ago. A friend of mine who and I we grew up together in Tota, Manico Boy. And when he saw me, because he knew my uncle and everyone, all of the people that died, most of the Crown people that got killed in Bomio were from Tota area. And he would say, why did the people even allow that? Did they not know we're brothers? We grew up together. Why would we be fighting among ourselves like that? I never talked to him about Bombing Hill. He just brought it up because he knew. He said, Samson, all along, every time I think about it, I think about you. This kid and myself, we grew up together. We're just like brothers. And so I'm going to place a call to him and see if he's going to be even willing to give us some information here tonight.
all right,
So,
that's great.
Eric, go ahead. Give us your opening here, please.
Yeah, you see, the thing that going on in Liberia is very pathetic. Here's a reason. These are people who have arms. Don't put in the simple English, guns, and there's a rivalry between them. It is not good for the security of our country. It is not good for the morale of that institution that they are representing, and also it's a calamity on their profession because you, as a law enforcement officer, you raise your right hand and put it on your left hand on the Bible to protect life and property, and to see high ranking people to behave the way they behave. I mean, they are very lucky that Mr. Bakai Excellency said he has suspended time indefinitely without pay. You're a very sympathetic man. That shows, who he is, your father. But if it had been me to be your president, and they will be looking for a job. Because knowing the situation or the magnitude of drug issue in our country, it is not something to play with. It is not a joke. It's not a flamboyant issue. Regardless of how many degrees you have, you have to work with people. That's your boss. Or even as a boss, you're not going to micromanage people. You got to show some flexibility. Even though I'm going to meeting, I will not agree with you. But there are some way that we can find a thing. The why we not agree with today, tomorrow we can come back and resolve the issue. And I said it last night. How can I trust our agent to send you on the fee to go effect an arrest, whereby there's a disharmony in our office? And there'll be some break into our intelligence Let's say we're going West Point or Point 4 or Claratown or Upper Monrovia. Let's put it that way, or Central Monrovia. And somebody within our mix. This is what we have tactical and strategic planning. But not everything that you do, not everybody have to know the operation you're going on. If somebody know the operation, they can find out the individual that we're going to arrest. You know what happened to us? We put the officer's life in danger. So I mean, Mr. Tu, I'm speechless to see the professional people. Look, yeah, or AB Krugman yesterday, if you watch the press conference, the president giving a award for the 90 days or something like that. They gave him something, right? Some kind of award they gave him yesterday. That's what overshadowed. So all the work he been doing. I mean, when I agree with him as a whole, all what he been doing. Look what happened. So it is time for them for us to step back and say, what's going on in DEA? The DEA need to be cleaned up because I said it before and I will say it again. Those that are working in the area, they don't have to be on an assignment for more than 6 months. We need to rotate them, or not more than a year, because of the temptation of money and drugs. So, so I'll pause and we'll have a discussion.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, my sister Esther. Thank you very much. Fatima, thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you guys. Um, Jerry, my own thing, and I'm waiting for this young man to call me, but I'll just tell you because he most likely going to repeat the same thing. So earlier, I placed a call to him. He's like a little brother. They call him Bote Tire. He lives over there in I call it Iowa. Very smart, intelligent young man. But I'm respected in the Nigeria community. All of them, I consider all of them my little brother. All of them. Nobody will insult me. There's a lady that insulted me one time, and she been apologizing ever since. I said, fine. I mean, I don't have no issue with it because I have a. That's why in my community they call me Bloku, which mean in Kunamodala, which mean elephant skin. Elephant skin, Jerry, as you know, because there used to be a lot of elephant from B area. They're coming to
Mhm.
Total area. I know that for sure. So you do know about elephant. I hope.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So to eat elephant skin, you got to cook it for 3 to 4 days before you can even sink your teeth in it. So I've considered myself, if I'm going to be among these young people, many of whom are at that time, many of whom, I mean, they were just quick to insult. But it didn't matter to me. I get myself involved there and I would go back and forth. They can insult me. It doesn't matter. So I call myself Blaku. Take skin. But anyhow, going back to Boti, I placed a call to Boti and asked him. I said, you were with Dexter Tire during the war year, who happened to be his own older brother. I said, what do you know
But
about
that's
Abraham
what
Cromartie?
these are my mentor because when we were going to academy, he was already in the security. So
Okay, yeah, Dexter Tire.
yeah.
Then that's the Tire little brother, and that's the Tire also little brother over there. Always trying to throw her out of this radio station. That's the other little brother too. So, that's they call he call himself CEO. They call him CEO here on LPR. That's the Tire brother too. But anyhow, little brother. So, so I called Bote this afternoon. I said, "Can you tell me a little bit about Abraham Kromar? Because you know most of these things, specifically the war in Bombing Hill that took a lot of lives of our brothers, young brothers." So he said, "Yeah, I know A.B. Kromar. He was one of those that were in the tactical unit. He was not. He caught another guy, and he said he was never like that to take gun and go fight. He's always with how you Kromar, but as a technical person, he doesn't care. He doesn't bring a gun or do violence. I never knew him to be a violent person." So I said, okay. I'm gonna call you, and I would like when I open my show, I like for you to. I will call you, and you just give us a little background of Abraham Kromah, the one that you know. And Jerry, to be honest with you, the issue with Fadika and Colonel Kromah, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. However, because of the war situation, many of our little brothers, they, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say they don't have the foundation, but the way they talk and things like that nature. And this is what, and they like the man of Fadika is a very intelligent young man. He doesn't like to talk. It's his other brother that is all, when they came from China, it was the other brother who were making the round on the social media. The other one who was in the DNA never used to be part of it. He didn't talk much, you know. So I was surprised to hear him uttering those kinds of words that was coming out of his mouth today. However, what I do want to say, and I'm not in the security business because you are, and I know you when you speak, you're speaking from a security perspective, which is highly respected here on this platform as well. But just from a layman and common sense situation, when Fadika and Kromah started some 2 months back, I thought Kromah would have gone to the president and take Fadika with him. Maybe they did it,
They
but
did.
take Fadika with
They
you.
did. If you watch the press conference, sorry to interrupt you. Yesterday, they did. And according to Kroman, they went and gave one another a hug and say, okay, let bygone be bygone. We're going to start from fresh.
Okay. If they did, then that's fine. But then I'm gonna switch position on that. It's still gonna be my position anyway. I'm not switching much. But what I do suspect is that the hardcore fighter of the Lujimo J are now part of Abraham Kromah group. And those people, whether be a war faction from Crown, Grand Julia County, it doesn't matter. Those are hardcore fighters. They don't have much in them as way of compromise. They have seen their friends' life taken right before their own eyes. They have taken lives, many of those fighters. And besides that, they have never been de-traumatized.
Good point.
So if you put them in, we were just so lucky and so blessed by God that nobody got killed. Because the video that as I was, even though I know it happened yesterday, the day before yesterday or something like that, but as it was playing today, my heart was in my mouth that I could hear gunfire any moment. It was a very frightening situation. Because all of the gentlemen that were there, they all have guns. And you heard the other one telling you, I would tap, something like word they were using.
I will tabe you.
Hey, I will tabe you, or I will put you to sleep, something like that. I mean, these are people, when you hear those kinds of language coming from them, you can tell that these are hardcore fighters. And it doesn't take much to trickle that back into them. So for me, for Director Kromah to go inside, deep into the Bandiko group, he's not fighting war. I know DA they say it's a war, but to bring the hardcore fighters to be part of your group, it's something that really concerns me. Now, Fadika, on the other hand, Kromah is older than you. You know Kromah ex-wife. You know Kromah himself. And you say you are a professional. because I've never worked with him. I don't know his credentials or whatever. But if I Samson to leave from here to go be somebody deputy in Liberia, and I know those kind of nonsense bridge they put over there in Fishtown, and I see them doing it, I'll tell them, you don't do it. They'll say, no. I say, yeah, your job. I'm gone. Because believe it or not, I can go any part of the world and work. My age might be a factor. I don't have to, but the fact that I'm going to be retiring, I will not need medical insurance because I'm going to have medical insurance for life. I'm not going to, if I retire, I'm going to get retirement, whatever they call it. I have it. Whatever the state going to pay me, whatever my own private thing, whatever I can make money. And if I go to these places for job, they'll be happy to have me because they don't have to pay insurance for me. They don't have to pay a lot of stuff for me. They just pay me straight wage, and that's it. So I'm not going to sit there in Monrovia for someone to try to have me to get upset. And so for Fadika, I think from day one, if you knew very well that you are unable to work with Kroma, because it's not just my business. If you listen to them, Kroma, you've been doing this thing for long. If he's been doing this thing for long, this is not a private company. Turn in your resignation. Call the president, say, Mr. President, I can't work in this condition. If you feel, because they said they took letter to the justice minister complaining about Ibi Kroma and accusing of X, Y, and Z. First thing first, they are all of Arab descent. Yeah, I would say now, people will say, well, why are you doing it in the family? But no, it's not like that. Call the Arab community, the leadership of the Arab community, and bring these things to them. Because what both of them have done now, whether they realize it or not, it's a disgrace on the Arab community. By their giving the opportunity, they are not the only Liberians, and they are not the only smarter Liberians among us. But they picked them. And when they picked them, look at their background and brought them on board. So whatever the situation is, they have brought disgrace to their own community. And this is why when you're getting involved in these things, anger should not be at the top of the situation. So, Jared, to be honest with you, I'm very much disappointed. And here again, you heard the other guy, the deputy for administration. He said he has a reputation to protect in Liberia, which is true. Let me drink my little juice before Mr. So come out here and start putting your mouth on me. That I'm drinking my granddaughter juice. Yeah, I'm drinking my pure. I started that the other day. It tastes good in my mouth now. So, but anyway, so Jerry, the point that I'm trying to make here is this: the Arabs, and I don't want to say Madingo, Fula. No, these people were born. Their grandparents were born. They're from Liberia. They're just as Liberian as I am from Town. So for me, there's nothing here. But I'm just saying, as a crown man, if I were to ask my President Bakai and bring in another crown young man with me, I will make sure we don't disgrace our community because when you work in those kinds of positions, I'm jealous. I'm from Grand Guinea County. Why did they not bring David Jackley, who is one of the, as far as I'm concerned, one of the smart DEA person here in the United States? He works over there in Rhode Island. He went to Liberia, job we had there calling, job we had there trying to disgrace him. He said goodbye. He left because he knew I'm good enough. I can go back to Rhode Island and still get my job. The people know my capabilities. That's David Jackley. Of course, I don't like him and say we don't talk right now because we're very, very good friends. Grew up together. But he listened like nothing else. But he used to be a good footballer. But he listened like nothing else. But you know me. You know me when I'm talking. When you hear me, you will know that Samson talking. You know. I used to carry him halfway because he's from Bogota, I'm from Totem. So after school, I take him halfway.
Yeah, we know what I mean. So,
Jerry, I was so bad in that time. It was unbelievable. But anyway, so on a very serious note, Kruman, I think should have gone deeper. If you wanted to do it, go deep into the root. Call Fadika. Fadika got relatives in Monrovia. They got older brothers. They got older uncles. Fadika would dare not dare his uncle and say something. But they just want to leave it out there to say, I can't work with him. You brought him on board. So Jared, for me, I'm not taking the how do you call it, law
all right.
enforcement side, who being rebellions. I don't no. I'm taking it as family. That's how I'm looking at it. But you can look at it from a different perspective. Go ahead, let's hear from you.
Yeah, one other thing I want you to bear in mind. I always say on the platform, and I will say it again. Here's a child from B and W. Not plenty of people in Liberia know what B and W is anyway. People begin to question where is B in Liberia. But you have, like my daughter always tell me that if you know better, you think better. If you think better, you will know better. And I always answer the question, is it but that's it. One of the things that we have to take into consideration, Mr. Tool, is integrity. We are lost integrity in our country. We are lost role model. Hmm? Who is your role model right now? Like I am. I'm from BMW. There are few of us are in America here. That people are looking up to me. And I will say this. I said it to the president when you were president elect, when he came to Rhode Island. I said, Mr. President elect, I said, Jared, what is it? I said, now my life had changed. He said, what do you mean? I said, because I'm involved in your campaign. So anything I do out there is a disgrace to you and to myself. Because people always link me to you. I hope you're getting my point, or the audience. So there's a responsibility as a minority in Liberia. There's a responsibility I given to you as a Mandingo man to hold such a position. So there are a lot of other children who want to be like you as a minority within the community. So first thing you have to think into your mind, it's not about the position anymore. You are a role model for the rest of the people who want to be like you. Because if you look at it, when I was in the service, there are few Mandingo people in the service. Not too many Mandingo people want to reach to that level, certain position. Okay, the only person, what's the name? What's the former director of CID? He was the first Mandingo man to hold that position during the administration. So somebody paved the road to be where you are. When I decided to go into law enforcement, I saw Mr. Luzon Hammond. I saw him the first time I saw him. And I looked at him, I said, yeah, I want to be a law enforcement officer. But the way he dressed, the way he looked, and I said, yes. And when I came from the academy, I was able to meet him. 2000, no, not 2000, 1982, the second anniversary of the PRC, the People Redemption Council anniversary. I think maybe I'll say the story on the show. There was one minister who wanted to carry his firearm where the president, the head of state at that time, wanted to go, and was standing to the door. I mean, I was like maybe 21, 22 years old at that time. So Lieutenant Hammer came. You know, Lieutenant Hammer he was a giant. I mean, I'm 6'3", and the man taller than me. So he came. Well, the line was not moving. He said, "What's going on, officer?" We said, "Oh, the minister had a firearm. We're asking to give it to us. We'll deliver it to the office tomorrow after the program, but he said he can't give it to us." And he told the minister, at that time, you know, other ministers were major during PRC time. And he said he walked at that time. They used to have J.J. Rowell School across the, you know, right from the Certain Pavilion. I can still remember. And he said, "Officer, I'm walking across the street." He said, "Listen to me very carefully. Hear me and hear me well. If I walk across the street,
Right.
if he didn't give a firearm, you're having arrested." I was shaking. Here is the minister, and at that time we used to have a joint security. He was the chairperson at the joint security. Gave me directive that if the minister refused to give a firearm, we should have him arrested. Do you know what I mean? At that time, the president was en route already, coming to the executive, to the Certain Pavilion. So these are the kind of decisions you have to make as a leader. What am I bringing this up? Is the integrity. You are a role model for the rest of the people who are working with you. Some of the decisions that you're going to make, your subordinate will look at you and say, "Wow, you know what? I respect the individual because of the decision they make." And let's assume what Fatiga did is wrong, but you are the director, you are in charge. Mm-hmm. You are the director, you are in charge. Mm-hmm. The boss stop with you.
Anybody, hold on, Jerry. Hold on. Did anybody invite you? I'm running my show. I don't need your help.
You need to stop drinking that juice. It's not doing no good for us.
Oh, they will come again. Jerry, go ahead.
But you don't even know why you're not continuing. You even know why you're not, what a juice you're drinking, but he
I am upset. You and this guy, your Tabata, your owner, the Moko Manigo community. Is that a conversation?
But listen, please, can I end my statement?
Please go ahead, Mr. So let the gentleman finish his statement, please.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Today we don't have a role model anymore. When I came from BRC, D.K. Boyan, you were at that time, you were chief education officer interpreter. I saw him, I said yes. So this thing I play into our children mind today. There's no discipline. There's no courtesy. So we need this thing to be in our community, especially those who carry arms, those who we are carrying arms. It is dangerous to have such a conflict in our community. It is not serving the country well. It's not serving the law enforcement department. Look, what happened the last time? Suicide. They alleged the man killed himself. Mm-hmm. So some of the people who hold in the position, they'll never do job. And they say, in conclusion, what you as a trained security man, you get about 4 or 5 bodyguards more than the president of the Republic of Liberia. What do you need all that bodyguard for? When you go somewhere, entourage alone more than the president or the vice president or the speaker. What do you need all these people for? A waste of resources. These people should be in the street or somewhere else that be doing government work. Why do you need all the entourage? You as a director, you are a trained security man. You got armed. The people got armed. Then you can need about 4 or 5 bodyguards. What do you need bodyguard for? Why? I mean, I don't care.
Now you know it.
I never have a bodyguard.
No.
He asked me a question. I'll answer. And now I know. I said I never have a bodyguard.
When was the last time you saw Jerry over there in Rhode Island with bodyguard?
Thank you.
But let me say,
I know what his question. What his question? What his question you
don't if they getting ready to start Tabata again.
Go ahead. What is it? Yeah, I don't know.
I found money.
There was something with body.
Oh, I found money.
I need bodyguard.
Oh, I didn't know.
Even if you come in tomorrow, say Jerry, you are so person in law enforcement. I need no bodyguard. I didn't even need driver.
Yeah, Jerry, thank you.
I need no bodyguard. No, I didn't need
Thank you. Let me go to Mr. So. Thank you very much. Yesterday's it was wonderful. The way I hear Jerry talking, I think he was treated fairly because it was his show. But except he will let you run it because you're CEO, so we let you. So
who show was
thank you,
Jerry?
Huh?
You say what Jerry show?
Yeah. But thank you for hosting it for us.
I ever call your niece for the last 2 hours.
It doesn't matter. You call my niece. That's okay. As long as Jerry is comfortable, that's fine. But let me bring you in, Mr. So, on a very serious note. Let me bring you in. I'm taking a different route on this thing here. I'm going the way of family for it. I tell you, would have been used to have it resolved. But you, on the other hand, I don't think you're buying it. But what's wrong with having I'm not talking about now. I mean, the very first time when this thing happened, when they knew they have issue. What's wrong with inviting family member in there, having this thing resolved at that time?
Don't talk that kind of thing. This is not a network for this sort of conversation. It's very disappointing.
I can't hear you. Your stuff is very low.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. You because you don't like what I'm saying, so you want to put them.
It's audible. It's audible.
I'm saying my signal here is audible. Fatuma is hearing me loud and clear. Mr. Wilson, Vincent Toba is hearing me. And this is what I'm going to disagree.
You have to look for people to validate your point.
Because he's alone. The Mali, Dr. Mali will soon join. Watch and see.
Hold on. Look, Samson told. When we're having serious national issues, you need to put away this sort of tribalist core family member. He's not going to direct anybody. That era, Manigo, that's complete. It's out of the. I don't even want to address that. What happens? It should have been avoided, and the only person who have put a stop to it was the president of the Republic of Liberia.
I reject that.
Hold on, give me a chance. Yeah, you will reject that because you don't. You want me to say what you want to hear, and that's not what I'm going to say. So you and Jerry, your Tabata, you were on here. It comes to an end right here because these are national issues, and we'll have to say it. You turn it around, you went call Boti Tire to tell you about AB Kroma. Seriously, is that an investigation you're supposed to do? So when Boti Tire or whoever you call that you believe knows AB Kroma tells you what you want to hear, is that what you're going to take to your audience to educate them, to inform them? Absolutely wrong. That's not how you do it. I am saying this thing has been ongoing. They acted like it was fixed. It wasn't fixed. They went to the executive mansion multiple times, and that didn't work out. This is where leadership comes in. They all screwed up, and it was within the purview of the president of the Republic of Liberia. However, I'm happy with the decision that he took, but that would have been a decision taken long time because there was no solution to the both gentlemen. They were not working together. It was glaring. We're hearing that. And what I'm surprised of, I've been knowing AB for a while. I've been knowing AB Kroma for a while. Even when I was in free time with this whole thing, been knowing him for a while. We work together here on a community level. I know who he is. The other Fatiga, I saw him when I went to Florida during the Stanton trial. And he and his brother looks alike. I thought he was the other guy because we had interacted numerous times. Oh, he saw me. Oh, so yeah. So I thought he was the other Fatiga, not knowing that's the other twin brother. But that's not so much important. I think the both leaders they didn't behave like professional. First of all, I am shocked. I am flabbergasted to see them to be speaking out when the case is under investigation. You would never see They are professionals, but they make people to question who they are. And Stanton, what is happening now, he digging more hole into this whole thing. In fact, a generator for that. That's how dangerous it becomes when media becomes so influential in government. They were just relieved of their post today. And I can tell you from people that I talked to, the possibility of any of them going back to that post, that's the end of it. Very, 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 very slim. Very, very, very slim. Read that press statement from the executive marshal. He was suspended and out of public sentiments because all of their supporters and people that they think admires them saying things, prompting them, and he calling them on live view, making statements and all of that ahead of the investigation. So this is where I don't know what AB want to speak about it, but this is what I'm going to give him credit because he's quiet now. He's not going to say anything. What he, Fatika, and his deputy have done is unprofessional. They know they are security personnel. When you become a subject of an investigation, besides you being the security personnel, if I'm called here, if I'm indicted, why you think you seek a counsel your lawyer? Your lawyer will tell you not to speak because you are a subject of an investigation. Anything you say out there can be held against you in the court of competent jurisdiction. So I'm surprised to see that because their mouth so ishy, lack of tolerance, they are not exhibiting mature leadership in their that kind of lucrative job and
Okay.
tax given to them. They're calling now on network because they want to get their side of the story to back or to justify their action. It is absurd.
Thank you.
Mr. Joe, hold on, Mr. Joe, hold on. Let me
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
talk to the CEO. You know, that's so hypocritical for the CEO to come here, lecture about the press. If you can recall,
Speak.
3 weeks ago, I told him there was a leak from the president's office that led to on Spoon TV.
Who's the president? Who president are you talking about?
Just saying, you're my bucket.
I mean, he's not managing his information. I mean,
Mr. So, we're not going to have a dialogue. Mr. So, we're not going to have a dialogue with
for you to come here tonight.
Analyst
For you to come here tonight.
Go ahead.
Talk about because when I said it, they say I was suppressing the press. Yes, the same person here today.
Who did? That's
Mr. So, he's not a witness. He's not on a witness stand. Jerry, speak to me directly.
So for him to come here tonight and start talking about the press, and I was the same person on the show, and you were not here that night. The hostess asked me that I would try to suppress the press in Liberia. I said no. There are certain information that the press can come to me as a director or whatever.
So in the interest of fairness, it is good that you have vindicated me. I was in here. Let's for case.
I said, I said, Mr. Joe,
I was in here. Well, I said, Mr. Joe, you were. They tied the rubber around your neck. You said, vindicate my foot. I wasn't here.
All of them get against me.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, folks.
That would be Dr. Malley, Mr. So, and Mr. George.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They say I was suppressing the press. I said, no. There are certain. The only difference between you and myself, we in into the press or security. The only difference between you and myself, we seek the same information. We want fairness. The only difference between the press and the law enforcement, we had the power to arrest you or to detain you. The press want to get the facts, and we want to get the facts to solve the problem. That's the only difference between the press and the law enforcement. That's it. But when I came here, I said it last time. What they do? They took our arches, spears and everything. So you're here tonight. So is Jeff validated my point?
No.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jerry. But this is what I'm going to say before I go back to Mr. So. This is what I'm going to say. Jerry, on a very serious note, I think if what Mr. So is saying, if it comes to pass that these people will not be able to go back to DEA, which not only going to be affecting 3 of them, but all of their own deputies, all of their own agents, personal agent, what have you, they will all be identified. All of those people that are on that tape, they will all be expelled completely. Now, for me, if I were in President Baka's shoe, those three gentlemen and myself would take a trip to Lofa County, ride the same car, have a serious conversation.
Thank God you're not boycott.
Mr. So, believe it or not, the three gentlemen, the DEA is up. Beside the inside wrangling, they are doing some wonderful job. They are doing some wonderful job. Not only are they doing some wonderful job, but they have a reputation of doing good. So because of their own misunderstanding of each other, because of their distrust towards each other, we're not going to throw the baby along with the bathtub outside. President Baka going to have to exhibit fathership to say, I'm the father.
By doing what?
Mr. So, let me finish. I'm the father. And point finger at them. Point your finger at them. Make sure you stomp your feet. This is unacceptable. We are running an institution. You three were brought in because I trusted you. And you three are young. You three are this generation that I'm trying to put together to be able to be the future leader. Look how much you're disgracing yourself, thereby disgracing me in the process. Unacceptable. You three get back over there and work for 4 months, no pay. You're going to work free. No pay. But if I hear any more again, I don't want to disgrace any of you. Tell me now if you're going to work with each other. And I'm not asking. I'm telling 3 of you right to work with each other and go back to work. Let's stop this nonsense and get the Liberian poor business going. Mr. Krumah, you are older than these 2 gentlemen. Behave as such. Lead these people. They need your leadership. Why are you bringing all of these people, the rebel, ex-rebel around to do what? To do what? The DA don't have trained agents that can go and battle this drug dealers. Must you bring in people who are not employed by your agency because you feel you? The last time Krumah was on Spoon, he was talking. Mr. So, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. The last time Krumah was on Spoon, he was talking about having a personal security guy that will give him water. Who in Liberia, who out of Liberia believe that kind of story? You got a grown man who is not there to protect you, but to give you water. That's something I don't even believe then. And I believe that same person is within the proximity of this conflict. And here's another thing here, Jerry, what I do believe. If it wasn't for the people around them, and now and again, I'm going to that again. People who around them, why they may continue to disrespect you like that? Why they may continue to disrespect you like that? I'll give you an example. The man above you over there, we have another gentleman, Nathaniel Cried Poor, 3 of us. We talk almost every day. It's quiet now because we're a little bit, I mean, they're a little bit grown now, but then when they were still young, I'm grown. I'm always an old man anyway. And then when I call them, what are you calling up? What are you calling up for, old man?
You don't have time to
finish talking, Mr. So. You want to excuse yourself? Please help yourself. But let me finish talking. I'm trying to make some sense here. But 3 of us, Jerry, we talk every day. So there's nothing Mr. So will say to me in public that I would think he trying to degrade me. Because I know where he is. I know who he is. Same thing with Mr. Cry. And they know that as well. If I have issue with them, we know how to discuss issue. These are the kinds if you're needing these type of institution where people bring the guns, you make sure all of you guys have a relationship first of all. Sure. So nobody penetrate you guys. And I think the director left the door open for people to penetrate. Let me go back to Jerry. Mr. So, let me dream my
Jerry, can you ask him why when we have issue, you can't call the whole grand, get it to talk the case?
Mr. So, I'm not here on the witness stand.
Jerry
Jerry,
is
please go
very.
ahead.
You have made Mr. Bacon. Let me just step in, borrow 1 minute of your time. Mr. Bacon is very, very much uncomfortable with your presentation.
Whatever. You're entitled to your
I'm
opinion.
not going to speak for him, but I can see it from his facial expression, moving in the chair, moving back and forward.
Yeah.
He is very, very much embarrassed with your behavior.
Thank you. But Jerry, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
You see, well, see, the president have his own sort of what he want to do. But here's the thing: the drugs issue is very, very a serious matter in our country. How come Mr. Stone before you shake your head? And for the first day it happened, if you can recall, the first altercation Mr. Kruman and Mr. Fatiga they have, I said the president need to fire them. And I will ostracize on this show. And I still stand by my position because the magnitude it's a very sensitive issue.
I want to say something.
It's a very sensitive issue. It is a very sensitive issue.
I'm telling you. That your own guy, or you say you're talking too much of Tabata today. This is your own person. Look,
go ahead, Jerry.
Mr. Bacon. Let me ask you, do you agree with this guy for them to call the town chief, the imam, the bishop, then for them to go talk to him? Do you agree? Why you can't disabuse this guy when he's talking to him that
Mr. So, will you please let Jerry finish his statement?
Well, he entitled to an opinion. I had different view. The way he said it.
All right, I read my piece.
I had different view. He had different view. The way he want to, the way he want to pursue it. And I say it the way I want to see it. That's what I am saying. But the way he sees it, that's why that here observation.
Jerry, speak on. Don't let him distract you from your point.
The way he saw it, that's why he decided to say. But what I am saying here is, this guy, like you said, who don't know what the president said they are suspending time indefinitely and they are going to do an investigation. They wouldn't know how the investigation, who's going to head that investigation. We don't know. But, and they were lucky. Innocent is that the president don't fire them and say you are suspended. And let me say this. If I had been in America, somebody are going to go in jail.
Of course.
Somebody are going to go in jail. But, I mean, it's our country. They had their own way of doing things. And because Krumah is a former chief of deputy chief of police, so maybe they gave him that courtesy. And it was very unprofessional. You're watching international news, press come there and show your simplicity. I mean, folks, they are very lucky. Thank God to Mr. Buckeye, the excellency.
So who should I put in jail?
So what is the question?
You say if the other country are supposed to go in jail, who's supposed to put them in jail?
Somebody have to be arrested.
Yeah, who should have ordered that arrest? That's what I'm asking.
The chief of police. You don't have to go to the minister of justice.
So why the chief of police is not doing that?
The chief of police have the discretional power to arrest. Yeah, let me say this.
Why is the chief of police?
Wait a minute. I come. If a policeman come to your house right now, 911 is called. Let's say to a message, but I just want to bring it down. If there's a property damage in that house, one person got to go to jail, or depend the evaluation of the police, or based upon the assessment, or
No, these are the reason we're having these conversations is not just for us. It is the listening audience to get a good sense, a takeaway, and you are perfectly suited to get this. The liberal, the other guy here, wow.
Why you told him, man? Okay, you see, you promoted a man where you juice now every time you drink. But anyway, go ahead. Let's talk serious business.
This is unacceptable. You can get a guy. Don't be drinking baby, but you baby now.
Mr. So, make your point, please.
Yeah. Okay, let's go, Mr. So. Let me answer your question.
This is a more with LPR. If you don't get some, I can send some to you. I have to supply you. I don't want you drinking baby bottle here when we're here talking national issues. So, Mr. Barton,
Yes, sir.
you are perfectly suited. No, this is a very serious conversation. It's good for the country.
Yeah,
I
yes, sir.
am not moving in the direction of you guys because you guys are more partisan and you try to do
Oh, no.
everything
I try to be.
possible.
I'm
No,
very
I'm
neutral when
speaking,
it comes to
okay,
it. By the way, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your
yeah,
question.
I'm
Go ahead,
speaking
sir.
I'm speaking my mind. You will not agree
Okay.
with it. You will not like it. Samson too will not like it.
Mhm.
Now, you are a professional person. You're not a yesterday officer yet. We yet to know all of the details, and my guess it will come out. But from what you have observed so far, and I heard you saying somebody should have gone to jail. Maybe the police commissioner. Then even the police commissioner will not easily do that. Probably the Minister of Justice, the Attorney General, who is the head of the Joint Security, who have affected that. Probably even before he gave that instruction, it has to be with the consent of the Commander in Chief, who is President Joseph Numa Boyka. So let me ask you: do you think the three men, someone or somebody should have been arrested first and foremost?
Of course. If I were director of police, somebody are going to go to jail.
Will you just effect an arrest without consulting the commander in chief?
I would justify why I did it. That's why I make
So
my directive.
why you think the police chief didn't do that?
I cannot answer the question. I don't know. But I say if I was sitting in that chair as a director of police, somebody was going to go to jail.
So
Or somebody going to
do you think the police chief too needs to answer question? Because this situation, he went there, according to what we are hearing, we yet to get all of the details, but the information available so far went there to reconcile. And my guess, I could be wrong, my guess, it is with the consent with the Minister of Justice, because all of them, it is the Minister of Justice that supersedes all of these security apparatus as chairman of the Joint Security.
Look,
And
Mr.
this
So.
happened. Why did he take
Mr. So, Jerry, let me step in a little bit. Mr. So, you
no,
have
let
to
him answer the
understand.
question. Let him answer a question. I'm willing to answer the
It's
question.
not a matter of you have to understand. You know, you get a way of always you say you want the country to be good, but at the same time you want to be slicing pieces of things and patch by it. He mentioned something, and I'm just asking this follow-up question based on his profession, who he is, and all of that. He just needs to take off that hypocrisy cap and say, yes, this is
So
what.
let me, if
But
you're going to
I
go
get the
that
president
route, if you're
was
going to take
this
that route,
action
let me
because
tell you this.
it brought it to at least it helped to stabilize the situation. You can't have those people. You calling for some?
Come closer. Come closer.
Wow. Oh my
You
God.
think I care for you?
You need to stop this.
You think I
You
care
need
for
to
you?
stop this here, please. Fatumata, you are please tell your labor. Jesus. So is that a new thing you're starting now?
Mr.
No,
So,
no,
I'm
it's not good.
talking, and some of my throat can be itchy, so I need to drink.
Wow.
What? Okay. But let me say this. Let me say this to you,
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
So.
plenty,
Okay,
man.
you done? You done? CEO, you done?
Yeah, but
No,
again,
no.
I
Let me
doubt
say
one
this.
of those,
Let me make it. Let me make something.
I
Let me make something.
doubt
Let me
one
make
of those
something.
guys gonna go there.
Let me make something.
They all
Let me
didn't just behave responsible. Lack of leadership was
Mr.
shown at all
So,
levels.
Jerry, before you come in, go ahead, Jerry. Then I
Mr.
I
CEO,
can try to close the
when it
door
comes
on
to
him.
law enforcement, once I raise my hand in this country or in Liberia, I am no more Democrat. I am no more Republican. I am a law enforcement officer. If I go to Liberia, I raise my hand, my right hand, and put my left hand on the Bible. I do solemnly swear. I'm not an MDP. I'm not Liberty Party. I'm not Unity Party. I am no partisan. I am a law enforcement officer.
You're washing.
Period.
You're washing.
There'll be no, no, seriously. We always making that mistake. Like you asked yesterday. Boyka police, Georgia police, Georgia this.
I was just saying something. This is a concept of the Liberian people, and this is
No,
bad.
because
These are integrity institutions. We need to treat them
we
as
have
an
it is time.
institution, not a partisan group.
It is time for us to make the go back. I think it was 2016 or 2017. I think you or the deputy speaker or the deputy speaker or the speaker, somebody slap a police officer, if you can recall. Yeah, there's somebody slap a police officer or one of the body car be one of the police officers. And Mr. So, this is why I say, if before I take anything in Liberia, that Mr. Toh said, I didn't need money for the Liberian government. I don't need money for the Liberian government. If I have to set any position in Liberia, I can tell and say, you know what, I can do it on a pro bono.
Oh, please.
Oh, come on.
I'm okay. All of these people been crying all over the network. We want to do it for a Liberian people. We don't want to do it.
Mr. There's an exception. Somebody have to do it. Look, I would do it on a pro bono. I got a house in Liberia. I didn't, to be honest with you, I kept my car in Liberia.
For me, they will pay me. No, for me, they will pay me. I'm not doing nothing free for the animal. But no, on a very serious note, let me say this here, Jerry. Mr. So, you asked earlier, why would the police director go over there and try to iron out things? Here's the thing here, Mr. So. These three gentlemen that are involved, they are part of the team, number one. And the captain is not in the country right now. Now, the investigation that is ongoing, it's a good thing. But what you will not see, and what I don't expect to happen, is to have the three gentlemen to say, don't come back to DEA. It's not going to happen.
What's that?
They will go, I believe that they will go back to their job. I could be wrong, but I believe they will go back to their job. But here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Because when things started from the beginning, President Bakai, I don't call it, sub the conversation to someone else, okay, for someone else to take the lead in terms of bringing them together, and that person failed miserably, or whatever group it is, they failed miserably. President Baka is now in complete control. That's why you saw very quickly, that's why you saw the suspension letter being public. They made that public, that they will not get paid. And I think when the president had that conversation with them, President Baka did not invite A.B. Kroma in Liberia for him to say, you know what, you can't make it go. No. President Baka is aware of A.B. Kroma work ethic. They all know. The two other gentlemen, the administrator, the deputy director for administration, he also had reputation. Fanika also had reputation. So most likely, like I'm saying, this president is going to be involved. Most of the people around him will be just like you, hardliner. But in this situation, you don't need hardliner. You need these people to go back because they have already established.
Go back where?
Go back to DEA.
The both for
but
all
we're
of them?
setting, no, they're not just going to go back like that. Let me finish. If I were in President Baka's shoe, I explained that earlier. They have already established themselves alone. They have already introduced themselves to the drug dealing community in Liberia.
So
let me finish. This is not Banana Republic. So let me finish.
What do you mean by the introduction?
Let me finish. If you let me finish, you will know. I don't want to. I don't want to. You did good yesterday. I don't want to have confusion with you today. So let me please. Your buddy, they're not here. I don't want you to start crying that Jerry and I get out on you and what have you, because you able us. So please let me just talk, okay? But the point that I'm making, Mr. So, on a very serious note, President Baka would tell these people, because he himself is aware when they are not having confusion among themselves, they do a good job. They do a good job. And President Baka is aware of those records. Now, President Baka most likely going to put all three of them together and warn them very strongly. I don't want to disgrace you, because you guys continue to do these kinds of work, which I appreciate. I don't want to be the one to say, find your way out. But this is going to have to stop. I want all three of you to tell me now if you are unable to work together. And those who will not want to be able to work together, they will be sincere and say, Mr. President, I'm going to go. And so be it. But at the same time, a president talk to them and have that kind of clear understanding,
So
they will have to work together. I don't want them to get fired.
So you don't want them. Well, I mean, that's your view. I can't sanction your views, your opinion.
No, you've tried before, but you'll not be successful. Even if you try again, you're not going to be successful.
It is so sad to get these things coming out of you. And Jerry here.
I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal, Mr. So. I'm a liberal.
So are you saying the president never talked to them? All of these things have been going on. The president was in deep grief.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
Maybe he did, but the forcefulness that I'm talking now, most likely did not apply at the time.
The president will take them for lunch. Are they children?
No, I didn't say take them to lunch. I did not say take them. I said,
Jerry, do you agree with this guy?
No, I said, no, you're not going to bring Jerry into disagreement or what have you. Jerry has his own to talk about. You got your own to talk. We're not in the courthouse. But this is what I'm going to say. I said, the president, if I were President Baka, I will put these three gentlemen in the car and we're going to take a trip to Lofa. It's a long trip, and we will talk in that car, have a conversation, one-on-one type conversation, man to man. You can't make it get out. The rescue train is not here to waste time. I need you to work together.
I was when three of them get in the car when AB and Fadiga start fighting. I see how Joseph Boyka will under control. Samson, this is sometimes your way of doing things is unbelievable. Jerry is laughing at you.
That's fine. He's not laughing at me. He's laughing at the scenario you're putting out there. That's all.
But
look, I think the president, like I said, and I will reiterate my position. The president this time took a stand. It didn't like the other what we saw, and he knew that it just over the ball. It's uncontrollable. These adults, and I'm disappointed in the sense that I follow AB. Everybody, we all human being. There are a lot of things being saying. Like the Fadiga, I don't know him that well. I met him once, and AB, he been in the force for a long time. Former 103, former chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia. So he has been in leadership for a while, and all of these things been happening. And nobody did anything. It could have been a dangerous scenario yesterday.
Yes.
It could have been. Who were going to hold responsible? The president of the Republic of Nigeria. Because something was coming, something was going. Nobody did anything, whether he set up any committee or anybody to intervene, and the person came with his proper report. We didn't even prove to be right to get us to this point. They endangered not just only the institution, but the neighbors, because the border was a start fire. If everybody was trying to stand their ground to defend their side, the border will start flying. What happens to the ordinary civilians or bypassers that are around it? People who are being killed. Then it means the people that are in authority did not do what they're supposed to do. For you to come here and tell us and advising the president that to put AB Kroman and Fatika and the other guy for them to go to Lofa. I don't know where you're coming from with that sort of.
I'm entitled to my view.
I don't know where you're coming from.
Let me bring in Mr. George. Mr. George, thank you for joining us. Good evening. Welcome. Samson too is in complete control.
I'm happy to hear.
At least he called for red line.
Yeah. I'm in complete control. I'm running a show tonight. And so welcome, Mr. Josh. Anything on your plate that I need to know about? Or do you even have a plate?
I have a plate.
What's on your plate?
You see?
Yeah, your saga guy in Morovia. I mean,
What do you mean by y'all?
but you support the Unity Party?
So where you stand now?
I know support the Unity Party. You know me.
Yeah, but the last time you were very pretty
No,
much
no, no.
sympathetic to
Can
our
you give
view.
me
Where you
chance? Let
stand
Mr.
now?
George talk, please.
Yeah,
Mr. So, please, the conversation is
Sure.
between Mr. George and myself. Where do you stand, Mr. George?
I am
Are you
still
still a
where.
1%er?
Of course, I am.
Okay, all right, make a point. Make a point.
Look, Honorable Barker took a step today, but for me, that's not this. It's just the beginning. Because I want to see full investigation into this matter. Nothing should be swept on the raw. Because what I'm learning now is deeper than gross insubordination.
What are you learning you think you want to tell us?
Uh, there are now allegations that AB is part of the cartel.
Right.
It was the complaint. In the complaint, they filed to the Minister of Justice that led to the saga. Because according to the gentleman, they wrote the Minister of Justice of AP Kurma being involved with the cartel and having people from his private security to be in within the DAs, which they are not yet employed. They listed other things that. So they filed AP Kurma a copy according to them, which is normal, and took the complaint to the Minister of Justice and said AP Kurma a copy. And they said that one now printed this whole thing. So when they got back to the office, AP Kurma had deployed men all over the building, according to them. And one of the guys, deputy for minister, went to the office. The bodyguard of AP Twin said, "No, you cannot enter the office with arms." The director said so. He said, "But why?" He said, "Well, that's what the director said." So he asked the director. The director said, "Nobody come in my office with arms." And that, well, the other guys are using the F word. The other Fatika went to intervene, went there. They started talking, exchanged words. Thing got heated. They got it, and AB bodyguards got no altercation with Fatika, according to him. So my question here now, they must get to the bottom of this thing here. Nobody should sweep anything under the rug.
But let me push back on this a little bit, Mr. Josh.
Mhm.
Do you think? I know that will be part of the investigation, but I'm just asking for a quick assessment own from your own perspective. Do
Mhm.
you think Abraham Kromah will put himself in that type of situation where he will be colliding with drug dealers and to be a
I'm not. I'm
cartel?
not saying. I'm not saying he. I'm not saying. Yeah, it's the thing here. I cannot put it by anybody. Drugs got money. People can play some double games. Go after certain people, and certain people you don't touch them, like your pepper butch. I'm not saying he doing it. I got no evidence, but I would not put my neck on the chopping board to say he can't do it or he did it. That's why I said I want this investigation. There should not be no stone unturned. Let it get to the
Okay.
bottom of this matter. If the allegation that Fatika and Bango are making are false, then of course they should be penalized. Fire and AP could sue them also. But if it is true, then of course Mr. Kurma too will have to the government have to hold him accountable.
Okay. Let me go on to thank you, and thanks for joining us. Uh, but I just want to make my point very quickly. I don't see any way why. Well, and I'm not. I might be able to, maybe if it's proved to be true, I can eat crow and no big deal.
Don't be
But
saying
for
that.
me,
We don't want you eating Korea. Just speak your mind. But Samson told, do not
now
put your
you
neck
now
on it.
you're gonna come in
Do
now and
not put
try
your
to
neck
put,
on the chopping board for anybody in this
and
situation.
now
You don't
you're
know.
gonna be my pastor now.
I'm not your
Thank
pastor, but
you.
I'm just telling you.
Okay, thank you for your advice. I'm not taking it.
Okay, go ahead.
So thank you for your sympathetic ear, but I'm not taking it. You're far right, conservative. I don't want to have kumbaya with you on this type of stuff. But let me just make my point. I I don't see A.B. Chroma that will come in having had the reputation that he had.
What reputation he has that you know of?
He's a tough guy who did similar situation with the traffic in Monrovia and the motorbike kids in Monrovia. How he was very instrumental in trying to make sure they're restricted in certain area. So and furthermore, the fact that he has agreed to do this rescue drug mission, so to speak, I just don't see it that he will
Mr.
want to
Bacon,
put
please help,
himself.
please help your pardon.
Yeah, Mr. Central Right,
You're not going to
I'm
get
running a
anything out of
show.
Jerry.
I'm running a show. Now,
No,
not
your
Mr.
co-host must help you.
Mr. Central Right, I'm running a show. I don't want to mute you. I don't want to mute you or put you in the background. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to do that. So I just don't see, on a very serious note, to have Abraham Kromah to put himself in a situation where these things they never stay hidden. They always come to light. And Abraham Kumar, I think he's smart enough. So I don't know him that well, but I think he will
I
not
know
be
him.
part of that. He will not be part of that situation. Let me go to
I know
Jerry.
him.
Jerry, so since you know him, you know him. Does he have the ability to? Does he have the capability? I mean, the ability to do such thing?
No, it's not my place to say whether he has it or not.
Okay, all right, then.
I will
Okay,
not make any judgment on somebody with this allegation. Is very grave, and I'm saying I want a full investigation.
then you don't know him, because if you know him, then you will be able to say as to whether he can do such thing. Let
Why
me go to
would you
Jerry.
want
No,
him
no, 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 no,
to
Samson. So you can know people, but you don't. There are people you
Then
don't
that
buy
means
from
you don't
charity.
know him well
you
enough.
know everything? You know everything about me?
Yeah, I know you can't these
No,
people. I know you
no.
like to beat old man there, like me. You always want to beat me up. So I
Yeah,
know
and
that
that
one
old
for
man
you.
who don't behave like an old man, you
Me.
can beat
Yeah,
them.
you always want to beat me. You say if I was, you always I'm on one the day you see me roll out and you beat me, like old man. So I know about you, but I
So
know you can't steal.
what are you doing that you think I want to be you?
That's not the issue. Thing I know. I'm just saying what I know. So let's go ahead. Let me go to Jerry. Jerry, what would be your point on this here?
Um, Let me go. Ronald Reagan said, "Trust but verify."
Yeah. So what is
They coming for
you're
a
not
fight now.
throwing me under the bus, though, so
They
please.
coming for a fight. Things coming for a fight right now. They're watching.
Yeah, you know,
Go ahead,
Ronald,
Jared.
Ronald Reagan said, "Trust but verify."
Verify, yeah.
In law enforcement,
Hmm.
even if your informant, you gotta do counterintelligence
Uh-huh.
to verify that information that individual is giving you is reliable and is concrete before you make a move. Hear what I'm going. People who play a macho, they want to get credit, but if you check sometimes,
Mm,
sometimes the presenter says they are the macho,
yeah.
but behind it, then they're doing clandestine operation. There's a story. There was a fireman in California, well-renowned firefighter in California in the 80s, and he was arrested for arson. He was the chief of fire, but the question was, he always discovered the fire. So it began so around because each time he go to the place that he would be the first person to call for fire. Oh, the fire, the house burned. He would be there to give him the chief of fire is doing well. Then it began alarm, but wait a minute, this guy right here, he's the only person that do it. So they started telling him. When they found out, guess what he was doing? He was the same person who was setting fire on the houses, and he was arrested. So there are people who want to get credit in law enforcement, hoping that. But if you check began some of our story, we got some hidden agenda. Especially, I always say on the network, I have worked every spectrum area: VIP protection, drugs, intelligence, cybercrime. I have worked the area, and you'll be surprised sometimes what you discover. The person you think that, yeah, I can put my neck for John Doe, that's the person you'll be more disappointed about. So I just want to throw a light on these things.
And let me just ask something.
Mhm.
Let me just ask Mr. Jerry. OKF and Clarence Jackson today say he wrote the U.S. Embassy based on a letter that those guys have published that the USA Drugs Agency said that they will not work with A.B. Krumah. And the United Nations Agency for Drugs also said that they will not work with Krumah. So Clarence Jackson said that based on that letter, he wrote the U.S. Embassy for clarity. And he said the embassy replied him today and they asked him when he wants to go with the story, how soon he wants it. And he said he will reply them today to tell them maybe as possible, as soon as possible, they can get the response on that issue. So you see this case, you see the trend it's taking. If what is the motive that the U.S. agents responsible for drugs, Nakari will say they don't want to work with Director Krumah, and the United Nations people say they don't want to work with him. We now got to start thinking: are the allegations true? And if it is true, why are they saying this at this time? So that's why I'm going back again. That the Joseph Boakai government, your government, and you and Jerry Bacon, that your government must do a thorough investigation.
So, caller, just hold on 1 minute.
Can I say this? Thank you, Mr. George.
Yeah, can we bring the callers in yet?
Yeah, well, one second.
Glad, yeah.
See, if our in Fatika shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you're
Gentlemen,
doing
just hold on 1 minute, and I will
when
be
you're doing
bringing
investigation, sometimes you know you hack. Yeah, you know the person is on your side. That you know I can just grab you right away, but because you don't have enough evidence yet, so you just wait. You understand? If our in Fatika shoes, there's something they call sting operation.
Yeah.
And I will work with him.
I tell you, say you are never in the police, Mr. George. How you know what do you think?
Okay, I read criminal justice book.
Oh, it's all right.
If
that one you wanted 1% to make you a police director?
I know I'm a police director. Joe?
If my
Go
boss,
ahead,
if my
Jerry,
boss
please.
are
Let me
doing
before I
something,
bring it.
I'm not going to honor my boss. But if I know something, especially that detrimental to our organization, I will take another approach.
Thank you. Let me bring in
So, but just that, I mean, if I were
Stature,
in that issue,
the
that's what
first
I
caller.
would
Go
do.
ahead.
I
What's
would take a
your
different
name? Where
direction.
you're calling from?
Yeah.
Caller, can you hear me? Okay, let's do it. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Toe.
Okay, Walter caller. There's a caller ahead of you first. Hold on 1 minute. Go ahead. Next, the caller ahead of Walter.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Toe. This is Saturday, Yolanda.
Yeah, Saturday. Thank you for calling. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
I would say hi to all the panelists on on the show. I've been listening to you guys and concerning the DEA in Liberia, where you see we have a saying that when you see smoke coming from somewhere, there is a sense of fire. So according to what I just said, that Saka need to be thoroughly investigated. And I for one, I'm in and out of Liberia every now and then. Everything that glitter is not gold. What do I mean by that? The commander of the DEA right now, if you go in the street of Monrovia, he has some sort of bad character. So it's something that people have to look at thoroughly. Thank you.
Thank you. Walter caller, go ahead. The what? Yeah, but you're too far away from the phone. Go ahead.
I'm close to the phone. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on.
It's my pleasure as usual. We don't let anybody be left behind here. We all give you the opportunity to speak. We just say you speak our language. That's all we ask. Go ahead.
I'm disappointed because you are trying to sanction the voice of one of the greatest independent voices on the platform, which is the CEO.
Put my phone dying. Make your statement before the.
It is. Tonight is a night we know. You always show that dictatorial tendency on the show, and it's all right for we debunk you. Anyway, let's talk about the serious issue here. I told you before yesterday, and it's good that Nigerians are start talking. You don't want to talking. People think that I don't know Eddie Groma as far as his political affiliation with United Party, with Fatiga, all of them of the post president we are. And I'm supposed to sit down there be laughing at what's going on. But this is Liberia. If we on this platform and other platforms advocating for better Liberia, we should not be sitting now supporting these people and committing harm against our country and our people. We should put them out, regardless of our sentiments.
Who committing crime? What crime being committed here?
The people that are dying from drugs in Liberia.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence.
Okay. So who's committing a crime now?
I'm coming. You who are put in authority, things that are happening in the country, and you enable them committing crime.
All right.
Every woman should know better. Better. Right there. President who says he wants to fight drugs, broadly or making drug a priority for his administration. Accused of doing the things I do, not by citizen, ordinary citizen, but by his deputy. His deputies, people estimate. And some of the people that even within DEA, for us to sit there and say, you know what, this is wrong. There's no way we can put cosmetic on it. There's no way we should say anything that say, oh, we're gonna shoot our president, we're gonna do. No. It's about Liberia, not even if Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker will leave in less than 6 years. This thing will still be in Liberia. So we was
Wait a minute. Did you say he would leave in less than 6 years?
because he got less than 6 years there. Instead of he spent 5 months there. Is it 6 years? It's less than 6 years.
But then be precise now, so we'll know you're talking real talk.
I just spoke English here. I didn't speak French or different thing. I spoke English. I said less than 6 years.
So that mean 5 years, 6 months. 5 years. How many? 5 years?
Months. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's what I'm trying to say, Mr. Tool.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to conscientize us as advocates, options.
Who the us?
It should be
Who the us?
us, especially liberal. The liberal who comes on this platform every time spill all.
Okay, somebody calling. Bye-bye.
It's the simply
Bye-bye. Mr. So nobody can protect you tonight. Bye-bye. I can't protect you now. You come here. I can't. Thank you, Walter Carter. Thank you very much. And we'll say good night. Let me bring you another caller. This is a little bit about my phone, that Chinese phone. You know that. Go ahead, caller. 55215. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Tool.
Oh, okay, Cooper. Thank you. That's the kind of voice I want to hear. Go ahead. Cooper, can you hold on 1 minute? Let me merge this other caller here. I hope he's not one of them, but let me merge them because I'm not here to. Okay. Okay, caller, just hold on. Mr. Cooper is on. Wireless caller, just hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Cooper. Go ahead, make a point.
Mr. Tool, to me, Mr. Social, recently you are at when there's a confusion among cheering and all of these guys are working. Like I said, they are cheering for the president. So the president should have played a leadership role to bring it together, no matter what position. But the statement that by George Miller concerning Abraham Kuma, I want for to look at the team. The fight drop boss that they carry on in a Bushman Island that the Nigerian guy. What the Nigerian guy said, Abraham Kuma used to pass paper, and Abraham Kuma just said that the guy used to face a car. After when they jail the guy, a week the guy was no more in the jail. But so where is the guy? The fight out of the arrested over there. And the man admitted that he used to face Abraham Kuma car. So there are deeper things in this thing that people are looking on the surface. If we go too deeply in this, look at the Keita guy they're talking about. Keita was a notorious general for remember kid. But you know what, kid broke out in 1996. He bombing here. We went bombing in 1996 with MSF. Keita is a notorious rebel. So he's not a TS personnel. Why is he doing a disarming activity? So we got to look at this thing. Abraham Kuma want to make the rebel now there, DEA. So why bring as general to the DEA? So there what the Americans are looking at. And these guys, they're not. Fadika said that you will destroy Abraham Kuma. If Abraham Kuma not be careful, you will be destroyed because the guy there already filed their complaint against him. Thank you, Mr. Saul.
Thank you. All right, let's go to the wireless caller. Caller, go ahead. You're next in line.
You talking to me?
Yeah, the 202 number.
Okay, this is Bigger Foul.
Oh.
Are you hearing me?
That Chinese phone I get. I can't hear you really, so go ahead, make it quick.
I beg you today, I beg you, please.
Okay.
Look, I think today it should be a quiet person on the show.
Oh.
But it's difficult for you because, you know, when you find yourself in a situation that you can't handle, you have to defend yourself. That's why.
More arena.
But look, this is not strange to some of us. We know this also happen, and we know this will continue to happen. Because when you have a leader who cannot manage his own people.
But hold on, let me hold you there. You're one of those who honor your former president leadership, $100 million drug bust.
Oh, come
the
on.
people they spend 5 cents in jail. Please go ahead, talk. Let me hear you.
I think you have a whole show and talk all the while you want to talk. Give me a chance. Let me talk. Look, we are saying, and we're going to say, continue to say, this government made food elaborate people. And we continue, the elaborate people already understand that they never come up with sincerity. You look at Abraham Kroma. Even you want to fight just the Abraham Kroma. The word Abraham Kroma can change the definition of national association to the authority. But because you mean it, Mr. To, you look at it wrong, and you also be adding that you're defending. Abraham Kroma was a one in a country. All the things happening in a country by negative. Abraham Kroma, when you look at a man that is a can't fight just. Can you compare his break darkness and light together? Can you work together?
Can you get?
Listen to school FM. No, I can't. I listen to my subordinate. When you got a leader who does wrong, every day doing wrong, farmers, the people paying government, farmers, and you there. I don't care what it's the leader look. You will stand up for that leader because along your integrity, you will say, and not be collide with that leader, you will stand for your crime. If the president fire all the minute, if you fire all the minute, they are no deep down, yes. He's a part of the drug cartel. Because if you not make sure and fire every provide leader 2 minutes there, they are no. You're not there for the people. Thank you for the show.
So who are you talking now?
Hello?
I hear you. Goodbye.
Mr. So?
You can't talk about you want me to take back. I say, I hear you. Goodbye. All right, let me take that because I don't think any people want serious business. I'm talking serious business. Then you come here talking about who here and who not here. Let me go back to the panel. Like, oh, I'm way out of time. Mr. Joyce, thank you for joining us so late. What will be your closing? 2 seconds, please.
Well,
Are you gonna drink it again?
that is cranberry bottle.
Oh, Mr. Joyce, your time over. Let me go on to Jared. Let me go to Jared. I think you spoke for you and Mr. So already. Your time over.
But you see, you said cranberry bottle again. The cranberry
No,
bottle.
I said when I said baby bottle, that means a tiny bottle. That's what I'm saying.
That's an actual baby bottle there, not tanning bottle.
That's baby bottle. Go ahead, Mr. Josh.
Look at the pacifier type say on.
Yeah, that pacifier.
You get me to wear it. You get me to wear it. I don't know whatever now on your neck.
Go ahead, Mr. Josh. Time going away from you.
It's a sad time in Liberia.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Looking at what the condition of the country on this drug scene where we are, this is the least thing that should have ever happened in the country. And I expected Mr. Kurma to exercise a high degree of restraint.
Yes.
I expected that. I mean, you cannot sit down there and allow your bodyguard to attack, to put their hand on a deputy. You should, that should not happen in your person. That should not happen in your person. The best maybe he would have done was that you're German. This meeting will not go ahead. The air is charged. We'll reschedule the meeting and leave that premises and go. But to entertain that kind of thing happening there, it's a sad day for the country. Because all the effort now is now to this thing here now. It's not focused on drugs again. It's now on this artificial crisis that they have created. And you got people suffering. Children are dying. What will happen? So, Mr. To, again, there should be no, Jeremiah, just forget your code. No. Because that place now is toxic. If you leave Kroma there, he's going to fire everybody that was around after the guy, the deputy. The two deputy, he will fire everybody from there.
We're not going back there. Don't even hear here.
Yes, he will fire everybody. And if he poor Fadiga, then they will do the same thing. Moreover, why will you bring people who are not employed within the government?
Who should be held responsible by Josh?
That's what I'm saying, Mr. Krumah. Because
beyond Mr. Krumah.
Why you want to bring the president into this thing?
I'm not saying the president. Why he can even be brought into it? Let's be honest here. We saw.
Why you want to bring the president into
listen,
it?
you see, you all like to give half, and the reason, Mr. George, don't mind this guy. I don't know why he's so jittering like that. I didn't call president in. He wants to bring it, but we saw recently, and Jerry Baca knows what I'm going. GSA, right? The civil servant was very fine. I mean, for God's sake, let's put aside the president. The Minister of Justice is the chairman of the Joint Security Office. Based on the information that we are hearing, Fadiga said he's going to talk. Hopefully, he talks. This case here, it shouldn't be like one of those cases we always just do the salad dressing and leave it out. That if and only if, and we're waiting for the investigation to validate and authenticate that he was bringing people, and he even brought people from his power security agency that are now within the employ of the DEA. Let's assume if you are going to police, if you are going to immigration, if you are going to NSA, would that be the same thing? AB is a friend. I mean, we've been knowing one another for quite a while. But I think something went wrong somewhere down the road.
So let me just say that we're going to be closing here in 2 minutes. Let me just throw my own lead as well. I'll come back to you, Mr. George. I'll come back to you. You'll have your full-time restore, Mr. So just bamboozle into taking your time. I will restore your time because I have that power to do so. But let me just say this here. I'm very serious now.
That's some of the same people then.
Mr. George, I think the Justice Ministry, the fact that these people took letter to him, and most likely he read the letter. I think his advice to the two gentlemen was, okay, you guys already served copy of this to Abraham, you said. I don't want you guys going back into that building.
For what?
Mr. George, let me finish. Because that's with that letter. It's a taxes condition now. Because Abraham Krumah, remember these people always have these little issues here and there. So to go and make that kinds of accusation to the Justice Ministry, Abraham Krumah now most likely will not take it laying down either. So I think to avoid all of that, the Justice Ministry ministers should say, okay, I will jump on it as soon as possible. But in the meantime, I want you two to stay away from DEA office until I clear you to go. We're going to start an investigation. You cannot have an investigation going in this type of magnitude, and the person who has been accused is the boss of the agency, and those who are accusing, they are underneath his gavel. In this country, you do that, they call you whistleblower. They try FBI and everybody else try to hide your identity until the investigation can be finished. But now that they have exposed themselves, they didn't hide it. So I think the best thing the Justice Department or Justice Minister should have done would be, okay, guys, stay away from it. They will call Mr. Krumah and have a conversation. And once Mr. Krumah is invited to the Justice Ministry or whatever, and the first initiation conversation starts, and I'm sure if these guys have, they even going back to work, they will be working on a hostile condition. And these are things that they all know those things. By you submitting that letter and going back to the DEA office, and you expect now to work with Abraham Krumah on a good faith business? No. You have already poisoned the well.
What is he talking?
I don't know what
These people should have done their best to say, okay, we're gonna go back, or even not even go back until they think whatever it is. It's like, Jerry, what do you think? Am I wrong? And then we can go back to Mr. George to give us a closing.
They're wrong.
Mr. So I'm not coming to you for your closing right now, Mr. Jerry. Go ahead, you're the security analyst here. Give us tell me if I'm wrong, please.
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
No, it is. Yes, it is. Because you see, once you make that allegation,
Oh my goodness.
once you make that
I'm wrong. I'm wrong, right? You say I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
They say you're wrong. I'm not telling you what I'm going to say.
Mr. So I'm not even inviting you into the conversation.
Yeah, what it is. Once you made that allegation, you are open.
Jared, back off.
You are open a reservoir.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I will agree with our George for this reason. It's a sad day in our country.
Mr. Bacon, your time is over. Let's go straight to
Really?
George.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. I just want to get your reaction. Jerry, go ahead. Your time can never be over on this show.
You see, it's a sad day. Someone will join the profession because we want to serve our country. And it's an honor to wear that uniform. The car that we ride is paid by the taxpayer money. The uniform that we wear is paid by the taxpayer money. And we have to take these things into consideration. It is not about publicity. It is not about gaining popularity. It is not about popularity content. We are a professional law enforcement officer. And people are looking up to us to protect them and provide them with security. We got about, what, 4 or 5 more million people in our country, despite we are having investors then coming into this country. This thing, it is not a good repetition for our country. I mean, I know every country have issues, but we are very small country. If you look at our country, we are all intertwined. By the time I talked to Mr. George here, by 2 or 3 meetings, probably he knows some relative that went to the school I went to, or maybe where I'm from. By the time we know, we are all intertwined. We're all related. And to see such a thing, and the government is still new. The government is still fresh. 6 months into this government. And it is time for us to put it into a rest. It is not a good image for this government. It is time for the Minister of Justice, the President himself, if possible, to have resolution. The too much investigation with no conclusion. It's redundant.
Jerry.
It's redundant. Let's be realistic here. It's redundant.
So, are they having investigation without conclusion?
Yes. I can make it. When the president was assaulted, we have not even got a report while there was an investigation. We didn't even know what happened.
Okay. Another one.
All right. Another one. Miata family inauguration money.
Yeah, they gave us certificate.
Mr. So
certification and investigation, the conclusion of the investigation are two different things, Mr. So that's what I'm saying.
Why would people give us a certificate when the job is inconclusive?
Mr. So Jerry is not on the witness stand. Let me go back. Jerry, let me go back to Mr. George.
My recommendation, let me just say this. My recommendation to the president, it is time to bring back the National Bureau of Investigation, the NBA, to come back. Let's establish our NBA or the Ministry of National Security. No, Ministry of National Security.
Those are one of those offices you would like to take control of, huh?
No.
He is pushing for increase in government spending.
Here we go. He's coming to tie you down now.
Mr. So, after 9/11, what happened? After 9/11, what did they do?
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security. Thank you.
because they have the resources. You can't even continue
Okay.
one minute. You
All
have
right.
one
Let me go
worker.
to Jerry. Thank you very much. I think you made an excellent point. But before I go to Mr. George, just give me 1 or 2 second answer, please. The fact that they have gone to the Justice Ministry and served copy of what they were sending the Justice Ministry to Abraham Kromah.
Mhm.
And if what I'm saying, if it is wrong, then the onus is on Abraham Kromah to exhibit professionalism, to say these people are complaining to me. I will still work with them until the investigation starts, and whatever I have to do, I will do. Will you agree then?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's it. Because
That's it.
that's the chain of command. When
That's
you
a
when
change of
you
command. You know,
when you when you
if
when
your
you
subordinate,
complain,
if your
when,
subordinate filed a complaint against you,
they have
you
to
know,
say
you gotta
they
stay.
give you a
You gotta be
copy.
professional, and you gotta be, you gotta go above
Yes,
the
So what
harassment.
you guys are saying, then I think Abraham Kromah most likely is in trouble with right now. I mean, not in terms of going to jail, but in terms of his credibility, he has a very serious problem. Let me go to Mr. Judge. Mr. Judge, give us your closing in 30 seconds, please.
yes. And so
Oh,
what I want to say here is that the Minister of Justice, the complaint had just gone to him, and the people sent CC copy him. So
CC copy him who?
AB, they sent a copy to
Maybe
him to inform him that they have
they filed
complained
a
to him
complaint against him to the Minister of
against him.
Justice.
So, and that's the channel. So what I expect Mr. AB to do was not to come according to the guy to deploy a whole lot of to bring a whole lot of people in the place. Just play a low profile, you know you are innocent, and work along, let the investigation go on. But when the play become hostile, this is the end result we're having now. Because somebody in authority, the men that bust out did not exercise that restraint. And this is what led to where we are now today. And thank God, maybe we're going to hear maybe this now will give your president a second thought of how to appoint people in certain position.
What do
Because
you mean?
because the last time I said, why AB did not serve as Deputy Director on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? There was a reason for that. There was a pushback from the U.S. Embassy. They were all in the news that time. There was a pushback from the U.S. Embassy at that time. So that why he didn't serve on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf when she nominated him for one or two positions again. That's why he didn't serve the last time. He didn't serve. The U.S. government pushed against it. So I understand, but we have to vet people properly, not appoint people based on sentiment or connection. No, sometimes you can do it, but be careful. As Jerry said, trust and verify. Now you see what happened to that agency. The morale of that agency is gone down. The Liberian people now are left dumbfounded. 3 persons, 2 deputies, and the director, all suspended. Where is the Liberian
Thank you.
people today?
Thank you. Jerry, let come to you, but I want you to also, while you're making your closing, to give me information of those subordinate on both sides of the conflict. What will be their case now? Those are the people that were closely connected with Abraham Kromah working as DA officers, and those who are closely connected to Fadika and this other guy who are also DA officers, because you heard Fadika saying, but tell my people to come here, tell my people to come. What happened to those people as you're making your closing?
That's a whole reservoir I talk about, because Mr. Krumah has established his own identity in that office.
Yeah.
Mr. Fadiga has established his own. So even let's assume that the 3 people, they get rid of them tomorrow, there'll still be a conflict, because except whereby we bring a well-disciplined individual
Yes.
who will manage that institution. But because right now that office is fragile, because these people are still there. Fatiga will go, the other guy will go, or Mr. Krumah will go. But the agent are still on the field. And my fear here is it is dangerous especially when it comes to drugs. Because one of the agents will set all their other friends,
Yeah,
and they can be ambushed.
yeah.
So it's deeper than what we think it is.
No, that's Samson too, because he talked about that.
Okay, it is.
You
It's
see
deeper.
that now? I
It
gave
is.
you extra 30 minutes or so to talk. Now you say I'm talking about.
You understand?
He talked about they might take that to Lofa County.
So it is deeper. It is deeper than what we think it is. Because the agents who affiliate, because there's a revenge will always be there. Because if Kroman leave,
Oh yeah.
Kroman leave, and something happens, say, "Oh, you don't want to make the fire our boss." And if Mr. Fatika leave, Fatika own a group will say, "So you see what I'm talking about? There will be always some conflict in that department. So we need a new leadership. We need a new direction that will really step into the place and say, this is what it is, and this is what I'm going to start from. We need to start from fresh. At the
Thank
same
you.
time, the drugs business is still going on in the country. But anyway, in my conclusion, here's my
Yeah.
recommendation. We need to bring back the Bureau of National Investigation, the NBA, bring it back. They will supervise, they will be able to conduct all the investigation with all the agencies. We need to bring back the Ministry of National Security. Ellen Johnson abolished it. She came and she abolished the Ministry of National Security. The Ministry of National Security.
But Mr. Jerry, let me ask you, because I
Thank
know,
you.
let me ask you one or two person.
Go through me. Go through me. Go through me. Ask my permission.
Okay, Samson
Go
Ask
through China.
Samson, let me have your permission. You knew
did I give you permission? Have I granted the permission?
Yeah, no problem.
Hold on, Mr. George. Mr. George, have I granted you the permission? Mr. George, have I granted you the permission?
All right.
I for the permission.
You don't hear the answer.
No, hold on, Jerry. I for the permission.
Okay, Mr. Toe, would you grant me a permission? Just 2 minutes to ask Mr. Bacon.
Granted, but 1 minute. Granted.
Thank you.
Right, Mr. So you see, this is how you conduct an interview. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Some people that
go ahead. You're granted. Go ahead. Okay. Ask Jerry the question.
No, I was just asking some people that I knew that he worked with from back, because, but you knew Bangladesh is it?
Yeah, Bangladesh is the former director of CID.
You know what, Willie K?
No.
He's a
CID. Andrew in the tax force. I know.
The CID guy that can take picture.
The people, Samson told this mess of veteran. The people are asking about the people that he joined with. I know that one.
You know what? You want hair? His father, Dr. Hair. You know him?
Yeah, well, he the CID, the young guy.
He was handicapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Hair? You know Hair?
Yeah, you were the first of somebody with disability to be in the line.
Yeah. He was one of those that started the how do you call it? The April 14th. He was at that place at the PA headquarters pushing the people in that little. He was one of those. He was one of those, Jerry. Seriously. Because the reason I know Hair.
I need to get a number about George, so I'll talk to you.
Mr. George, Mr. Jerry.
As a CEO to give it to you, so then you can talk.
Jared, the reason why I know his hair because I've used to work with his father at the Ministry of Education, Dr. Hair. So he used to come to the Ministry a lot. So that's how I know. Let me go to Jared. Let me go to Mr. So. Mr. So, serious question here I got for you. Who do you think, if these three gentlemen leaves, who do we have that have the reputation and the quality to take over among Liberians that you know of?
Why would you ask me such a ridiculous question?
I'm entitled to it. Can you answer or you don't have answer?
No, you have water again because your question there is, I mean, it's a country and there are a lot of qualified people there. So it's not an island. That if A.B. Kroma, Fatika, the president just gave them the opportunity to serve their country based on maybe the information and how these guys were introduced. We saw that argument by one of the analysts on Spoon TV that initiated it. So then it brings back to the question, to what the question Mr. George was asking. How much the president knew about these people, or it was said like
Why
these
would this
names.
thing gonna
Hold
be
on,
tied
no, I'm
against the
sorry.
president?
What?
Why do
Who,
you have to hold the
who makes the
president
appointment?
responsible this way?
I'm not talking about your father, please. I'm talking about the president of the Republic of Liberia. He's not only your president, he's my president. Do not
No, he's not
present.
your
Yeah, do
president. You
not
didn't vote
present
for him.
it.
You didn't vote
No,
for
no,
him.
no, no, no.
You
This is
did
not
not
right.
campaign for him. You did not vote for him.
I do
So
not
why
have
your
to.
president?
I don't have to do. I don't have to do either. You campaign. You voted. This is why your argument is now independent one, because anytime people call the president name, something, some feelings, some emotions kick in. But what I'm saying, and I will mention it. In fact, we now been told this meeting was the meeting after that incident, after the breakdown when the police commissioner Como went there, and in that interim press conference was held. That got the president furious. And that's where this we're hearing out Sylvester Gracepeace and other close insiders of the president. They needed to do something, Mr. President. This has to take place. And the decision by the president to remove these, to suspend these three gentlemen, that was a strong leadership position.
With
We
a
don't
pay.
see, yeah, we don't see that lately. Like in the case
Say
of
we haven't seen that. We didn't see him president. We have said so.
can you please something? As I'm saying it, we didn't see that in things that happen like that. Under the George Weah administration, for the instant decision to be taken, having heard all of those few things around. And there are a lot of implications with respect to the president's position. It's to restore hope to the people. And I was happy that he did that spontaneously, because what we are now hearing, and I think we're going to hear more of that.
Yeah.
From all indications, is becoming glaring that three of those gentlemen, and I think Jared, Mr. Bacon did a, he just put it up here. It's not like you coming here, you're trying to structure things and put you here and there. Most likely, I can tell you, Mr. Toll, these people will not go, they will not go back there. And
I disagree.
what?
I disagree.
Yeah, I don't ask you to agree with me. I'm just only telling you, we're not running total republic. We are running the Republic of Liberia. So you're telling Joseph Boyka to call all the chiefs and pull A.B. Kroma and this other person car to go drink pound one in Lofa County? Sorry, that's not what the president want to do. The president don't even listen to you, because if you were one of the advisors, you will lead the president into a pit, and we all will be drowned. So, but thank you.
Thank you.
You brought your Jerry here tonight. You talk all your Tabata. Tomorrow is what? Wednesday.
We're not even gonna show up.
It's midweek.
And Mr. So, you know that in the video, A.B. Kruma did
The
echo
only good
that
thing
same.
that AB did was today.
No, he echoed. Let me tell you, he echoed that same sentiment that I don't want made for the person to employ you.
Yeah, and that's what what her name said this later on Spoon was saying.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So then where is the vetting committee? Is that part of the reason why we're seeing people need going, coming, oh, this one that not right list, this one that falls.
So
this,
it means that
every day
you made them to employ me. So it means that if even doing something wrong, I cannot chance.
One good thing he did for himself, and the call placed in by Stanton to Waterspoon to these people, they always do it, and this is where leadership, people are so reactionary to things, and they don't, and that's one of the reasons, because we see these things happen because our leaders is not like here. You can even be senator, they have their council, they have people who they talk to, but because people want people to be heard, so that sort of sentiment will play out within a society and stuff like that. You are a paramilitary person. You are, it's like almost literally indictment. You honor investigation. You are being suspended. This is the same guy who said, "Oh, the president said we shouldn't go in the public domain," but somebody said on the network and said something, and you called him yesterday. You called
He did it today, and which was nonsense, complete nonsense.
Deputies almost going literally into the investigation. You can't do that.
No.
Then there's some sort of immaturity into that you are not perfecting to your profession, putting it into
Thank you for your
quiet,
journalistic.
wait until the
Thank you for your
yeah,
journalistic
go ahead,
view.
drink your juice. I know you want to
Thank you for your journalistic view.
drink your juice.
When I get up tonight, she's looking for a bottle, you better find it.
But who told you that baby bottle here?
My man, I believe battle, man, we've seen it.
That baby bottle. That's just small now.
Oh, man, you drinking your milk now?
That orange juice, that baby milk.
Probably get a diarrhea tonight.
What, Mr. Bama, what a milk they used to drink? They used to get it to like, bro,
Clam milk.
Ladrogen Cowgate.
Your co-host really on you.
You enjoy yourself. You're finished? I come and say good night to you. You're finished?
All right, good night.
Okay. All right. Good night, folks.
Wilton Keto, hold your peace. It's not surprise to the liberal. Tomorrow is our night.
Good night.
You see, Mr. To, the right wing trying to take over this thing, and we still have.
They got no chance. I'm a counterweight. I'm a counterweight. They can't do nothing.
The right
Mr.
wing.
George, good night to you.
The right wing.
Thank you. Mr. So, good night. Mr. So, why you took Jerry off?
Not me.
Okay. Good night.
You already finished with Jerry, not me.
Good night, Mr. So.
Bye-bye.
Again, folks, Samson told LeBron Pablo, I want to thank all of you again tonight for following and when staying with us. Those of you that are here, and I will say thank you very much. Join us again tomorrow when Mr. So will be here, and we're all going to be here as well to have a conversation on a very serious note. Things that are happening in Liberia, they are very serious. They're very serious. And somebody could have gotten killed. What's the reason? Why do we work like that? But anyway, this too is Liberia. I'll say good night to all of you. Let's continue to pray for one another. And most importantly, let us also pray for our country and its leaders. Good night, folks.